Hello, everyone! Blue Star Saber here with Retrospect Greg.
Yo,
Yes, see. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's saying hi. But yeah, we're here once again to discuss Naruto, though this time, not really a movie discussion. Instead, that might be possibly happening, but instead, something that is actually happening the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto crossover, issue 1.
yep. I don't got much to say because really the entire chapter is basically just a giant fight scene.
Yeah, a bit spoilers, but fair enough. But yeah, Space says, hello, everyone. Hello, Retrospect. A little context before. I will admit, let's see. Manga and anime, manga and comic crossovers, they've always been teased, joked, discussed about. Manga versus comics, all that thing kind of being debated on the internet. I think one thing that has been very recurring that many people said that if Naruto was to cross over with any comic book characters, it'd be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think.
Yeah.
Because, let's see, the Turtles are the most famous ninja style anything in, like, comics, while Naruto's, like, of course, the most famous manga based on, let's see, mythical ninjas and all that. So, yeah, it'd make a lot of sense. Granted, I don't think anyone ever expected it to happen.
No,
So, let's see, sorry, what?
I remember when I saw the preview, I was like, wait, what? How is this happening?
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a surprise for everyone.
But yeah, at this point, I think they have no excuse to do a Dragon Ball Z and Superman and DC crossover.
Let's see. Fair enough. Yeah, though some might wonder if like it would be okay without the creator of Dragon Ball now that he's passed away.
Kishi's not involved with this, I don't think.
Let's see. As far as I'm aware of, I'm not sure, but at the very least, the writer is Cabe Golina. The artwork is done by Henry Pastadilla. The colors by Raul Angelo. Letters by Ed Dukeshire. Editor Theochuk and design Nathan Whittle. So let's see. Space says, I wonder if this means there'll be more comics and animes crossovers. Possibly, maybe that Goku and Superman one, and maybe they'll actually do a Goku Superman fight that's actually going to happen. Though I assume that they would not do a clear winner and just have them work together to beat some big bad. If I had to guess, just to make sure not have that kind of controversy, because that is arguably the most controversial versus debate of all time. If you look at the death battle videos, but I believe there was at least one other crossover with comics and manga before, though granted it was only a really short little jokey kind of thing with Attack on Titan and Marvel superheroes, where you had the Marvel superheroes fight the Titans for like 5 pages. But yeah, from what I can recall, we see some fans of Attack on Titan were not happy about it.
Yeah.
Being very good. But yeah. But no, so this is possibly leading to the possibility. But yeah, I was a bit shocked since I figured you'd only get like comics crossovering with comics and sometimes manga crossovering with manga, as I believe One Piece crossovered with Dragon Ball once and Toriko once. But yeah. And stuff like that. I mean, the most famous crossover I know is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Batman, which I have all 3 hardcovers for. I might need to replace the first one, as unfortunately a bit of my comic book collection got graphic novels got damaged with the flooding of my washing machine. So who knows? I might need to replace something like that. But yeah, all right, that's just me.
Yeah.
Because the thing that is that there's more crossover than they will mainly be alternative universes like this comic seems to be. Yes.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll talk about that real quick. It's like because it seems like it's set between the search for Tsunade and the Sasuke retrieval arc. That seems to be where it's set.
Yeah. Let's see. When it was revealed to be part 1, there were like 2 possibilities that could have been done, with like not really affecting Naruto's story much completely. Which let's see, before the Land of Waves, or between Land of Waves and the Chunin exams, or between the Search of Tsunade and the Sasuke retrieval, because well, you can't really.
I think they say Tsunade's Hokage at this point.
Yeah. So Tsunade's Hokage. So you basically that's the only way you can do the storyline and doing it. I mean, there was all kind of like speculations what they do, what they might change, and how they get the 2 characters to fit in. But yeah. But I did, end up reading it and enjoying it, and even bought my comic book issue. Though unfortunately, I could not get the original cover comic book issue. Instead, I had to get like the sort of 40th anniversary of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And unfortunately, the original cover is sold out, and to buy it anywhere else would be too much money, as it's like UK America travel distance. So it's like I have to stick with that. I've at least arranged with my comic book shop to at least get the original covers of the other issues, but it still does not mean I have the complete set. Comic book collecting.
Yep.
So it says this comic is like the first Naruto movie, or the filler arc before the Sasuke arc. Ah, yes, that sort of boat race one, I believe.
Well, here's the thing: you don't have much room for when all of Team 7 is together, so this is kind of where you have to do it.
Yeah, that's arguably the case, and it's the one downside of not Kishimoto not deciding to have multiple missions before the tuning exams. But yeah.
Yeah, that that was apparently his editor telling him to just hurry up and get to the tuning exams when it was like,
Yeah, Yahagi, brilliant editor. Just one mistake on that part, I think.
Yeah. He made this. Yeah, I think even he said to Kishi, "Don't listen to your editors that much because you really bend too easily."
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think he did with the later third of Naruto. But we're not here to discuss that. We're here to discuss the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's.
Oh yeah. Because I think it takes some liberties with where it was at in the story, because Sakura already has her super strength.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a bit. Let's see, the space saying. I was originally thinking it'd be like TMT somehow getting into the Naruto universe, but I guess they decided to fuse the TMT universe into the Naruto universe. In many ways, yes, I think that's what some people were expecting, but instead they tried to blend them together, sort of like how they did with the Turtles and Batman crossover. And how they do like Marvel and DC crossovers. Well, there was one crossover where they did travel to each other's universes, but yeah, and I think that was even canon in DC for one point. But damn it! I think I got a little bit of smudge on my comic. Damn it! Oh well.
Hector, no.
The issue begins with like a scroll with like details about the characters and all that, which the Kakashi seems to be reading, though that's just more for like the audience's like benefit. As Sakura scolding Naruto for messing with a bit of a turtle. Is he just trying to help her?
Well, you think that turtle is going to be one of the TMNT, but it's not.
No, it's just sort of giving you an idea of what's just about to happen, really.
Yeah. I thought when I first read that, I thought that that turtle was one of the TMNT.
Yeah, I think a few others did that, but yeah. But they're also with Team 7 is with April O'Neil, as they have a mission to escort her back to her home village, which I think is called Apple Village in this, or Big Apple, I believe.
Yeah, well, that's another name for New York City.
Yeah, so they've given that the name of New York City, as April O'Neil's explaining, like from their mission from like Tsunade, that there's all these she's the journalist that's in a report about these experimental mutations going on, as the mad scientist Dr. Baxter Stockman has been let go from the university, and he's been like doing some experiments, creating mutations of like mixing humans and animals into these sort of monstrous mutant ninjas, if you will. And this gets Naruto thinking about combining humans and animals to create monsters, thinking of his own sort of situation, if you will. And Sasuke ends up thinking, of course, that this sounds like something like Orochimaru would do. But and Sakura says, like, okay, you said that this research is only theoretical, which she says that's right. But they start to get ambushed by the Foot Clan, and where you see a bunch of foot ninjas, and I believe a fox mutant. I believe this is from my understanding, this is a famous character from the comics.
Yeah.
I can't recall. Let's see. I don't know which fox mutant this is. Hold on. Let me just see. Fox mutant. Let's see. I'm more familiar with the cartoons than the 2012 cartoons than anything else. From what I can tell, This seems to be Eloplex, I think.
Yeah.
Assuming that is, which I think was also introduced in the 2012 cartoon. Let's see. Oh, someone says Fox Mutant. There isn't one. Okay. And I'm pretty certain that let's see. Yeah, no, there is a Fox. There is a Fox Mutant. There is a Fox Mutant. Let's see. I think that's Eloplex, which I think was first introduced in the 2012 TNT. Let's see, as the sister of Tiger Claw. Let's see, I recall that. Let's see, Naruto notices a foxtail, but not actually an actual tailed beast, as Kurama comes in and tells, like, yeah, she's no mere animal, but she's no tailed beast either, calling her a bit of a fake. Let's see if Naruto trying to tell the fox that to get up, bars off, but Kakashi tells Team 7 to focus. They're about to fight, but the Foot Clan gets ambushed by none other than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as you see, like, their weapons are Master Splinter. And let's see, though Eloplex disappears. Let's see, saying that the Foot will have their revenge.
Yeah.
So
obviously, Shredder's going to be the Shredder's going to show up at some point.
Yeah, you can't really have the Turtles without the Shredders, really. But Eloplex retreats, and Splinter and his sons show up wearing all sort of like Naruto ninja gear with Ambu masks, if you will. Let's see. They think the Team 7 seems to be holding April O'Neil hostages, telling them to let go. But Team 7 thinks they're a bunch of bandits, and they refuse to let them take April O'Neil. I do like the little joke that Splinter says "sigh teenagers" when his sons go all slangy. April tries to first stop everyone, but then thinks, "Oh wait, no, this could be fun to record." So lets them fight. You have, of course, Leonardo fighting Sasuke, thinking he's the leader of like his younger teammates, but Sasuke saying that I'm not really the leader, but Leonardo senses like someone in the pursuit of vengeance, but him calling that will lead to destruction, and saying that let's see, but Sasuke's not worried as he kicks his sword and they start fighting. And then, to my surprise, you get Raphael fighting Sakura.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting her to fight Donatello.
Yeah, that is exactly who I was thinking. I figured she was going to fight Donatello because she's the smart one, he's the smart one.
Yeah, well, I figured Naruto would fight Leonardo. I figured Sasuke would fight Raphael.
Oh yeah, because he's like the angry one, and then you've got like Naruto fighting like the leader and all that. So yeah, you'd think that would make sense, and maybe Michelangelo mucking about with any of them, really. Though I can see make sense of Michelangelo fighting Naruto a bit at this point. But yeah, let's see. Sakura saying, "Let's see what you're made of, bandits," throwing kunais. But Raphael wanted to fight the snobby-looking kid with the bangs, meaning Sasuke. Let's see, as Sakura strikes the back of his shell, thinking it's armor. He goes like something like that. Yeah. Sakura saying she doesn't have to hold back, which he gives her strength and breaks a rock, shocking Raphael, with her doing the sort of angry little anime face saying, "You still wish you were fighting someone else?" So yeah, like you said earlier, they actually give Sakura her sort of super strength here before she actually technically should have it. That is one change they have done.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get then Donatello and Michelangelo both fighting Naruto, with Naruto saying two opponents. Perfect. They're a bit confused why they would do this. Naruto saying he plans to become Hokage someday, uses the art of the double ganger, doesn't say shadow clone in this. And you get a little joke about Michelangelo saying, "Is this what you meant by leading a village?" And Naruto's clones fight the turtles. They knock out most of the clones, but they're also trying to preserve their energy because they're trying to find where Naruto is, but they're surrounded. And then you get, of course, Kakashi versus Splinter. That makes the most sense, of course.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kakashi doing what seems to be a very powerful kick. I think some might have mistaken it to a Chidori on the foot, but I don't think that was the case. with each of them talking about how their teams are powerful, but they lack polish or discipline, if you will.
Yeah.
Kakashi seems to recognize the movements as
Yeah.
let's see, Splinter seems to summon lightning to the floor with his staff, so he seems.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think really, Splinter. Yeah, they're going. It seems like lately they've been going with the he's Hamato Yoshi backstory instead of he was Hamato Yoshi's pet rat.
Yeah. For references, the original comic was like, let's see, Splinter was originally the pet rat of Hamato Yoshi.
Well, that was also the case in the live-action movie.
The first live-action movie, because not the big one.
And it was the case in the 2003 TMNT show.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
And I think that's arguably the best TMNT show.
Let's see. Fair enough. I haven't fully watched. I saw a few episodes, but I mostly am fond of the 2012 cartoon. But
yeah. Well, everyone mostly knows the 80s cartoon.
Oh, yeah. Though, arguably, it's the comics are the most original, pure one, if you want to go by pure.
Well, the comics came first. It's like, well, the fun fact is, the comics, they figured, Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman figured that, it was going to be a one-and-done comic. That's why they basically fight and kill Shredder in the first issue. Because they figured, yeah, we're done after that. It's just going to be a one-shot. We just made this to pay our rent. We're done. But then they got more, and they were like, we kind of killed the bad guy.
And then I assume they brought him back somehow, but
yeah. Yeah, it was like, we kind of killed the bad guy.
Yeah, arguably, and it became one of the most iconic multimedia franchises of all time. But
yeah, it's up there. I'm not sure the most iconic, but it's one of them.
Yeah, at least one of the most iconic ones from the 80s. But, let's see, rivaling perhaps Transformers. Oh yeah, Space says, I like that they didn't stick to one version of TM Mutant Ninja Turtles for this crossover. It looks like they take multiple ideas from multiple versions. Yeah, that does seem to be the case, as I think they usually do with crossovers.
Yeah.
But yeah. And it seems like this one, they have Splinter having magical abilities, as not all, but see, as mostly Turtles tend to usually have just regular ninja fighting styles mixed with like whatever gadgets they can make out of whatever bad guys they're fighting in their universe. At least from what I can tell. But yeah, arguably I do recall the 2003 being popular, but I do know that eventually it got a bit more lighthearted due to, I think, network interferences.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Part of me wonders if that was because 4Kids started to notice what they were doing. We're like, oh, no, you can't do this anymore.
Oh, yeah. But yeah.
Because 4Kids did not have a good reputation back then because, they were well known for, censoring and editing anime to the point where they were almost unrecognizable. But then, you had on the other end of the spectrum this TMNT show that was like very dark, very edgy. It was very violent at times. And then I think 4Kids might have noticed, hey, wait, what are you doing? You can't do that anymore.
Space says Rise of the TMT was one of the versions where they have magical weapons. Yeah. I remember that cartoon coming out, though I didn't really watch it because I just was so used to the 2012 one at the time. But who knows? Maybe I'll watch it someday just to see what it's like. But yeah, arguably, I could see that version being quite, taking some inspiration for that version to, combat the Naruto universe, since Naruto does get a bit DBZ at some point down the line. But at the moment, it's part one Naruto things. Anyway, Leonardo's fight continues with Sasuke. He's going about how you just shouldn't lecture him about vengeance, but you fight like it. But Leonardo says that he fights to protect his brothers, but Sasuke says he doesn't have that sort of burden. But Leonardo can tell, slices Sasuke's hair, and let's see, he just just barely dodges and get a bit of a hair bit. Raphael tries to kick Sakura.
Yeah. Actually, one thing I want to go back to, Naruto fighting Michelangelo makes the most sense, I think.
Oh, yeah, because they're both hyperactive knuckleheads.
Yeah.
And also Betsy Loudmouth.
I figured Leonardo would fight Kakashi.
Yeah. Arguably, perhaps, maybe if it was part two Leonardo would fight either Kakashi or Naruto, depending on what time you did it. But I think it makes sense with part one. You have Michelangelo, with Naruto being at his most bratty, if you will.
Yeah.
Anyway, Raphael's let's see, they're continuing on, and Raphael's saying how Sakura's stronger than she expected. But they say that both know that ninja in this ninja eat ninja world, strength alone isn't to cut it. And he goes like, you just gotta be as tough as they seem to. He's charging, and it seems they end up causing quite a bit of rubble to break, as I think Sakura is trying to kick her way out or dodging Raphael, depending on the art. Anyway, you continue with like Donatello and Michelangelo fighting Naruto.
Yep.
With Donatello having an idea, but needs Michelangelo to play his help to do it. As he noticed like the patterns, and this has Michelangelo just act natural. He's like, sure thing, bro. As Naruto punches Michelangelo, but it looks like his head has come off, and that shocks the original Naruto, allowing Donatello to like knock him out. Let's see, disappearing all the clones, and just sort of like let's see, the Turtles just making fun of him. How he just exposed himself. April O'Neil was having trouble trying to record everything because it's all blurry because they're all so fast as ninjas, but she's going to keep trying. Team 7 eventually regroups, and it's saying if everything's okay with April O'Neil, which she says, yeah, sure. The Turtles reunite with Splinter, as he tells them to hold on for a second. They stop fighting for a bit, as Splinter says how he's impressed by his young shinobi's skills rivaling his son's. With Sasuke thinking, wait, are we up against a proper clan? But Splinter, of course, says, let's see, the Foot Clan has made that term meaningless, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now they're more of a family. Kakashi says, perhaps we should be grateful your family gave their students a decent workout. And he goes like, he thinks he's seen enough as he draws out his headband, gets out his Sharingan, and then quickly snaps the masks of each of the Turtles and Splinter, revealing their faces. And that, showing, of course, that they're mutants. Of Kashi saying hidden meanings within hidden meanings, saying how he may look different, but Shinobi knows how to see through deception. This is all too real, however unexpected. And says it's good to see him again, Hamato Yoshi. Ending the panel as we see the Turtles fully unmasked, with Splinter face in front of Kakashi. Ending the issue with the next issue cover being shown of like Naruto in one-tailed mode with Donatello with his sort of ninja getup and the ooze, and a bunch of like one-shot, what's the issue 1 covers that are ending like the sort of issue, and that's the first issue. So yeah, overall thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
I will admit, probably since the Minato one-shot, this is probably the best thing I've seen in the Naruto franchise.
Oh, wow. That's saying something.
Well, to be fair, I don't think Boruto's that good, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, we don't talk about Boruto.
At least I don't talk it with you at the very least. But
yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't know. I just know. Only thing I know is that Sarada apparently found out that Sasuke was Sasuke was a criminal, but apparently didn't really think too much of it.
I think they're referring to like the first chapter in time skip, but yeah. Sasuke's not a tree.
Oh no, what? He's trapped in a tree or something.
Yeah. Space says, I wonder how they're going to do Shred in this crossover. Since Shredder is a character that's quite different in every version. Ooh. If I had to guess, they're going to do some sort of mystic version of Shredder.
Well, wasn't he a demon in some of those TNT shows? I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he was I remember in the 2003 show, it was they had more than one Shredder. There was the Ultron Shredder, there was the Demon Shredder, and there was the Cyber Shredder. And I think I read in Rise of TNT, he is basically a demon.
Okay. Well, who knows? I think it's let's see. Granted, I think since there's a limited amount of tailed beasts in the Narutoverse, they might not do demons, but
oh yeah, she didn't. Wait. Oh, that reminds me. Kyuubi tried to talk to Naruto, but Naruto's like, "Yeah, not now."
Yeah.
But it's like I don't think they're not on speaking terms at this point. At least I don't think they are.
No, but I believe not. But I assume that the only reason Kurama is talking is because, like, he noticed that mutant fox and says, "Don't compare me to that."
Yeah,
that's what I'm assuming. That's why he talks. But
yeah. Well, also Sakura already has her super strength, which didn't happen until after the Sasuke retrieval arc.
But you know what? I actually like that change. I actually like it because it means that you get Sakura fighting in this issue.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's kind of amazing how much better Sakura is when she's not being written by Kishimoto.
Well, I think it depends.
Well, what I mean is, she's not pining for Sasuke. At least not.
Yeah, when she's not being written to like pining for Sasuke, she's good. Which, to be fair, I think that's just generally when Kishimoto's not having her pining for Sasuke, he writes her very well.
Yeah,
and that's the same with like any anime or any other spin-off manga that isn't doing it. So, yeah. Let's see, Space saying, I'm guessing they might do the shredder that's similar to the versions from the Batman crossover in 2012 version. Yeah, I think they're likely going to do that.
Yeah, I do remember the 2012 version. He was like, he was basically a human, but he was like a very petty human. Like at one point, one season, like he kills Splinter, even though the whole world's going to end. And somebody says, "Why did you do that?" And he says, "I killed Hamato Yoshi. I don't care if the world ends. I finally won."
Oh yeah, let's see. I remember that one. Yeah, his grudge against, let's see, Splinter was very well known in that one. But he does eventually.
He didn't care that the world was about to end. All that mattered was that he got his revenge.
Yeah, he did actually kill Splinter in the next season, but then got beheaded himself.
Well, yeah. Well, that's from the comics. So that's how Leonardo killed Shredder.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, I do like that they've turned New York into sort of like this Apple Village, if you will.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, they seem to be going for the more this April, a mix of April O'Neil being like journalists from like the 80s cartoon, and the more, I guess, let's see, dark skin with ginger hair, which I think has unfortunately caused a bit of controversy in the culture war. I think when you get around comics, but
yeah.
But you know what? See, I will admit, I'm more used to the ginger white version, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest, I think. But yeah. And from what I can tell, I do like this sort of like journalist that wants to like expose like Baxter Stockman's crimes seriously, but won't like hesitate to record an awesome fight if she can have it, even though she should be like, guys, cool, no, we're all friends here. It's like, oh, actually, I want to record a fight like this. So I did like that little version. So I do like that, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I do like how you've got like the matchups. I will admit the matchups really surprise. Let's see, Space saying. So, what Naruto characters do you think will appear? Okay, at the very least, I think Orochimaru will end up appearing. I think he's going to team up with Baxter Stockman to do like mutations. Maybe try and see what he can do with his curse mark and let's see, curse mark and the Mutant. Heck, and you probably would also get Kabuto showing up as well, I think. So, yeah, you probably have like Kabuto's like the minion and Orochimaru's like the big bad. Heck, for all we know, it could be possible that Orochimaru gives his curse mark to Shredder, which would be quite the interesting mix.
Yeah.
That could be one thing to how to get the Shredder involved. But yeah, I think at the moment, I think Orochimaru and possibly Kabuto as a lackey. Anyone else? Well, I'm not entirely sure because like there's a limit. Like I think this story is like only 4 to 5 issues long, so I think they're very limited of like how many characters they could probably put in. At the very least, I think if I had to guess, maybe some more details with like Tsunade with the mission. Let's see, maybe with like Kakashi, with whatever backstory he has with Hamato Yoshi, perhaps maybe Minato will appear. And if it's a younger Kakashi with a younger Hamato Yoshi, possibly. Maybe a Team Obito as well, but like Obito and Rin, but yeah. Tsunade, maybe, like I said, maybe Jiraiya. Out of let's see, if I had to guess with the count 11, maybe Team 10 if you had to do one other team. But I
Well,
could also,
yeah, I don't know. I think really just keep the focus on Team 7 for this. You don't really need any of the other teams.
yeah, I think Team 7, let's see, and maybe like Orochimaru and Kabuto as the bad guys. Maybe some cameos from other characters we've like mentioned in teams like that, but
Yeah, well, I don't know. Orochimaru could be working with Shredder for all I know.
yeah, I think that's how probably Shredder and Baxter Stockman. Let's see, Space saying, honestly, Curse Mark Shredder doesn't sound that crazy since Shredder always seems to get super mode in some way. For example, 2012 cartoon and the first live action film. Yeah, that does. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they do Super Shredder here. So I could see that, but yeah. But yeah, I think if this crossover was like 12 issues, you could get maybe a lot more of the Naruto cast in, but I don't think that's going to be the case. At the very least, I think you're going to get maybe for TMT characters, I'd probably say maybe Shredder. Let's see, you got that. Let's see, Fox and Mutant. Maybe Karai. Maybe Casey Jones as an ally to the Turtles, perhaps. But outside that, I don't think you're gonna. Maybe Bebop and Rocksteady and some other mutants. Maybe you get Baxter Stockman as a mutates into his flying monster. But other than that, I don't think you're gonna have too many characters. But yeah. So I think that's how it's mostly gonna go down. But yeah. Anyway, so out of like the matchups here, what was your favorite? Out of curiosity.
Of the fights.
Yeah.
I guess I liked. I was generally happy with the choices, but it was like, I was probably. I think really, yeah, I would have changed some things, but overall, I got no complaints.
Mm-hmm. Okay. For me, I guess I just get my favorite just having Sakura fight Raphael, just because it's like strong.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think she should have fought Donatello.
Yeah, fair enough, but yeah, arguably you probably want Naruto to fight the main turtle. But I do like how you got like the sort of vengeance thing with Leonardo commenting on Sasuke's vengeance being a problem. Let's see, and like that, but oh yeah, Space says, let's hope there's any April and TNT romance since that always ends up bad. Yeah, I don't really like how they do that with more modern Turtles. I will admit.
Well, no, yeah, 2012. It's like if you want an example of a male character who's infatuated with a female character that becomes detrimental, it's basically Donatello and his infatuation with April.
Yeah, the Big Fear episode is for me like the worst episode of the series. But,
what? Which ones?
The one where they were season 3, where they met Bigfoot. Let's see, when they were in hiding, and they had more focus on that April thing, and April ends up kissing Donatello at the end of it.
Yeah, I was like, it's like, isn't April usually with Casey Jones?
Yeah, let's see, that's usually the case. Like, I think she ended up marrying Casey Jones in the 2003 version.
Yeah, well, I think they ended up married in the comics too.
Oh yeah.
And they did get together in the original live action movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I think they had Michelangelo have a crush on April O'Neil in the Bay version, and I think in the latest animated film they had Leonardo crushing on April there.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's just
yeah, they seem to be. It seems Raphael's the only turtle that just will not crush on April O'Neil.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Yeah, they're teenagers, and teenagers are very horny, but.
At least do mutants.
Well, I don't know. That's because April's supposed to be like the big sister to the Turtles. That's what she's supposed to be.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, let's see. April and any of the mutant turtles being in a romance problematic. Just as Sakura being with Sasuke is problematic.
Well, no, I think they did realize the matches seem to be based off the colors. I guess so. Yeah.
I think that's partly why they did that. Granted,
does Naruto have purple in him? Is that why he fought Donatello?
No, I think Donatello's just a spare.
Because he could have fought Sasuke too. Because Sasuke, purple is, kind of you mix red and blue and you get purple. So
yeah, but yeah, let's see. But I think this is likely going to be the interactions you get throughout the comic. Sasuke with Leonardo. Raphael with Sakura, Michelangelo and Donatello with let's see, Naruto, which let's see will be a bit interesting. Let's see, you probably have Leonardo and Sasuke talk about vengeance and all that stuff. Leonardo trying to persuade him, but Sasuke will of course be dead set. But yeah, but I'll get more to that something else a bit later. Sakura and Raphael, I think they'll both be both trying to prove themselves to be strong. Though I'm hoping no romance is brought up with Sakura, but I could see maybe Raphael mocking her for that. I'm
hoping they don't bring up romance at all.
Yeah, I would rather leave it out. Naruto and Michelangelo, I could just see them two both being idiots and mucking about, and possibly annoying Donatello.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Well, they're probably gonna fight. They're gonna fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Orochimaru's probably teamed up with Shredder or something. Because I wonder if they're gonna bring up that Orochimaru bit Sasuke. He has that seal on him.
Possibly. I mean, it's possible. Let's see now. Let's see who fights who, but I'll get more to that. Yeah, but I do like that. Let's see. I think next issue, of course, will be Kakashi and Splinter's backstory. So,
yeah. Well, how many issues is this going to be?
I think it's going to be 4 or 5. I think 4 minimum, 5 maximum. So I think that's what we're going to get. So, granted, if it's 4, I don't think the backstory will be the entire comic for next issue. But yeah. One thing I would probably say, I think in terms of matchups, I think you're going to likely get Splinter versus Orochimaru if he does fight, because I think Splinter would probably be strong enough to fight Orochimaru.
Yeah.
Hashi versus Shredder. I think Aplex will be that. Let's see, Mutant Fox will fight someone in Team 7. If I had to guess, maybe Naruto because of the whole Fox fiend thing. And then afterwards, I don't know. Depending, for the other turtles, who knows? It really depends on which mutants or other characters they bring in. If I had to guess, maybe Bebop and Rocksteady will fight like the other remaining turtles and members of Team 7. I could see that maybe happening. Let's see, if I had to guess, maybe Rocksteady versus Sakura and Raphael in terms of strength. And maybe I don't know, I guess Bebop just because Bebop against Sasuke, but who knows? They might find some other character based on vengeance. I'm not sure. Oh, Space says, I feel like they will make Shredder pretty strong, especially if they got the idea of the curse mark Shredder. Yeah, that will probably be the case.
Yeah.
So I will. So yeah, I think that will definitely probably be the case. But yeah. Anyway, what do you make of the art style?
It looked good. It looked faithful to the. It looked faithful to Naruto's art while also having its own feel.
Yeah, this does feel like this would be like Naruto if it was done by a comic book artist.
Yeah,
and I even like how they managed to do the sort of angry anime eye face with when Sakura was doing like that. Let's see, you wish you were fighting someone else. Let's see, so I do like that. So yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
If there's one complaint I would probably say with this comic, I do think Kakashi's and Splinter's fight gets the least amount of screen time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Space says also depends on which version of the backstory they use. Shredder could be a foil to Sasuke. That is a good point. It could be like a warning of what happens when Shredder could be a warning to Sasuke of what happens when you have your vengeance and hatred consume you. As that does end up being the case with Shredder. Now, granted, I will admit, speaking about Sasuke and vengeance, I will admit this might be a possibility down the line, but if Naruto have a crossover with DC, I probably would want Sasuke to interact with Batman.
Yeah.
Because Sasuke, of course, always goes on, you don't know what it's like to lose, all that, but it's like Batman does, and he had it happen right in front of his eyes. So I think in some ways, Batman might be able to shut Sasuke up. Though granted, I feel like they'll both probably clash with how they handled the loss of their loved ones. Because Sasuke's revenge, Batman is more of like bringing justice, and he has like that no kill rule possibility thing. But I could easily see Batman maybe shutting up Sasuke for a bit. So yeah. So anyway, but that is just like let's see, for DC, that's like the one kind of crossover I want to kind of see. Batman interacting with Sasuke.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see. Anyway, what else is there? Oh yeah, what do you make of like the Turtles designs?
Yeah, they look pretty much based on. I think were they basically taken from the Michael Bay film?
I'm not entirely sure. I think they're trying to make it more look like Spaces. I feel like Sasuke would agree with Jason Todd instead of Batman more. Yeah, you probably get. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah,
Jason Todd. But anyway, let's see. I think I guess they could say maybe in terms of maybe little muscular designs, but I think they're trying to make them look as pretty ninja as possible. I mean, granted, I really like how, let's see, Donatello has like the Konoha vest on himself.
Yeah.
Or at least something. Now, of course, it also kind of annoys me a little bit because one thing I always wanted to see was Naruto wear the Konoha vest, but he never does for one reason or another. And now Donatello's wearing it, so it's like, yeah. But I do like how Leonardo's got like a bit of a samurai vibe going on. He also seems to have like the tie knot thing that Orochimaru and Sasuke end up wearing.
Yeah.
I do like the sort of like, let's see, shoulder pads they all end up having to mix with their colors. I do like the Ambu masks they have. I even like how they each got like their own sort of like ninja headband thing where you've got like and how they're wearing Raphael having strapped around his like chest, if you will. And I like the mask they give to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I agree. And like Raphael, like the headband, sort of like around the strap. Let's see, Donatello and let's see, Leonardo, of course, would wear it in the standard headband, being like the father's traditionist. And Mikey, of course, around his neckband. I think it suits how the Turtles' personalities of how they would wear those headbands. And I do, and from my understanding, is this an original? Let's see, Moshi, the Hato Moshi clan symbol? Is this like a new one they've done in the comics? Or is this one that's usually recurring?
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, I even like how you got like the Foot Clan having their own sort of symbol of like, I believe let's see, the foot as their headbands. It makes sense they would have those headbands being the foot. Space says this comic definitely feels like it's made by people who understands and likes both series. Arguably, yes. Yeah. It definitely does feel like it definitely feels like they've got probably some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book writers and artists that have at least watched or at least read Naruto and at least understand a bit of the lore and have done some references. And see, with like Orochimaru and Kurama, also Sakura with the strength and the eye thing. So yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. See. I take it you want to wrap it up soon, like.
Yeah, I gotta get ready for sleep.
Okay, fair enough. And I just wanted us to ask a few things. Let's see. I'll do the scores in a bit, but first I want to ask you, what do you think this comic will have in terms of impact?
Well, it'll be I'm not sure what you mean. Like, what do you mean by impact?
Do you think this will be more crossovers between anime and manga? Do you think
I mean, possibly. I mean, who can say at this point? Because I'm kind of amazed this. I'm just amazed that it actually came. That this actually happened.
Yeah, fair enough. Another question I think is: do you think this could lead to possibility of anime and manga? Let's see, getting their own comic versions where you have comic book writers writing their own versions of the characters. Say
that's a possibility, but I don't know. With comic book writers, it's like with manga creators, there's much more of a how shall I say, they're more stingy with that with manga.
Oh yeah, it's like only like a certain mangas. Let's see, Space Test. This also definitely feels like a filler arc from part one. Yes, it does kind of feel like that. But yeah, most mangakas, let's see, mostly only write the manga themselves. There's only like a few times when they approve of someone else writing a sequel or spin-off. Let's see. But yeah, mangas are like generally themselves. Comics, at the very least, are more. Any writer can come into a long established comic book and can either expand on the lore or do their own version of it in an Elseworld kind of story or what if kind of thing.
Yeah.
Granted, I do wonder if so yeah, it's very possible that since this is like possibly like not this Naruto is probably not going to be connected to the Naruto canon. You could probably get more crossovers with these sort of characters. Who knows? It might be lead to the possibility of more multiversal stories. Let's see, from like certain mangas and animes at the very least. Kind of like how One Piece live actions being its own sort of thing. Oh, Space says there's already a My Hero Academia crossover where All Might meets Deadpool and fights Thanos. Ah, yes, I forgot about that. There is a Deadpool manga where he does that, and you get All Might crossing over and all that stuff, and that's sort of like the climax. So, granted, it's not like a full proper like crossover, but you do have All Might appearing because Deadpool fourth wall breaks tropes and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. But who knows? Let's see. That could be like a possibility of a My Hero Academia / Marvel crossover. I can see that happening. I can see that happening possibly, but yeah.
Yeah.
But that, at least in terms of crossovers, that is the most likely one to happen. Let's see. But yeah. Space is saying All Might is also in that crossover drawn by Hiroshika. Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome that they're able to get him to do that.
Okay.
But yeah. I don't know. Do you think let's see? But like I said, so at the moment you don't think it's likely that comics will get to write their own versions of like anime and manga characters at the moment.
I don't know, because like for example, with Dragon Ball, last I heard, with Toriyama was passing, the rights to that are kind of like in limbo at the moment.
Ah, fair enough. Is the super manga still ongoing, or is it on hiatus?
It's still on hiatus, as far as I know, because Toyotaro, was too broken up to continue.
Yeah, I
don't know what they're going to do with that, because I assume that eventually they're going to bring back the super anime and they're going to adapt the manga arcs that are still manga only, because those still had Toriyama's involvement, so there will still be something there.
Yeah. Let's see. Arguably, I do think at some point Super does need to be wrapped up in some form or another.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping that hopefully Toriyama left behind some notes on how to deal with what to do with Black Frieza, and let that be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe a final Goku versus Beerus fight, but yeah. Space says, I feel like Hirokoshi would love to have My Hero crossover with Marvel and DC, since Hirokoshi is inspired by them. Yeah. I can definitely see him being enthusiastic with My Hero Academia crossing over with those two comic book brands. At the very least, I think that is probably the most guaranteed crossover to happen. Let's see, in terms of comics. Let's see. But yeah, granted, let's see, one crossover I'd probably like to see is just Transformers with One Piece, just because I think Luffy would go like, robots! Just because I think he'd just love seeing transforming robots. But I don't think that would happen. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would, let's see, but yeah. I would say if there was like a Naruto was written by comic book artists and writers, one thing I can definitely see them changing is probably having Sakura having super strength to begin with, like in this comic.
Yeah.
Because I think comics would have and I think also in terms of modern comics and manga, you do kind of need to have your heroine having some form of ability to fight in action. You can't probably have them being absent for most of it. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. But yeah, no. Granted, I would hope that any comic that would write Naruto keeps the romance to either a minimum or none at all. Since that was like the worst part of Naruto, at least in the last third. But yeah. Anyway, overall, score to 1 to 10. How would you rate this?
I'd give it an 8.
Yeah, I think I'd do that as well. I mean, it's mostly just an introduction, and then everyone doing a bit of a matchups of who's fighting who. I think you're not going to get more of the more detailed story bits until like next issue, where you get probably the backstory between.
Well, you said this was going to be 4 issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, 4 or 5 issues, I think.
So this will end in like, let's see, December, January.
I think the next issue is coming out in January. I think they're skipping.
The next issue's in January. I thought these were like a monthly thing. So okay.
Yeah. I think they're skipping the Christmas month, but I think it's going to be like maybe January, let's see, February, and then March. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. Space saying, yeah, fat chance. Comics are shit with romance too. I mean,
Spider-Man is not allowed to marry Mary Jane ever.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man romance, that is atrocious. Let's see. One More Day has literally ruined Spider-Man.
Yeah, and they refuse to undo it. So
yeah, I mean, so far the only comic romance that you can guarantee is sticking is Mr. Fantastic and Susan Storm.
Well, that's because that was established by Stan Lee.
Yeah, and no one's gonna mess with Stan Lee.
Yeah. Well, anything else was apparently, was done by another writer, so they're fair game.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe also Superman and Lois Lane, but let's see. But that's the romance couple.
Well, yeah.
Spider-Man,
I think they reverted them back to square one because DC always reboots.
Yeah, unless they sort of reboot, but it seems that that's become much more harder to separate them. But yeah, but arguably it's mostly Sue Storm and Reed Richards, and Marvel arguably should have realized that Peter and MJ are the power couple, as they are often the couple you see when you adapt to other media.
Yeah,
like Insomniac's games and the Spider-Verse movies.
Oh yeah, well, and I mean, I call MCU MJ in name only because she's basically a different character for the most part.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I don't mind if you change if the MJ in the MCU is like not exactly a red hair, and it's like, okay, you want to do, let's see, someone of a different person of color, totally fine, but it's like, give her make her at least the actual Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, she's basically a totally different character.
Yeah, don't use the nickname MJ. Yeah,
because I think really they should have just they should have waited until Peter was in college to introduce MJ, to introduce the real Mary Jane. That's what they should have done.
Yeah. But arguably, yes. Arguably, if comic book writers do write, let's see, Naruto, or get a chance to do their own version of Naruto, avoid the romance, or at least, let's see, avoid how Naruto wrote the romance. But and avoid whatever Marvel did with Peter and Mary Jane. So yeah, but yeah, arguably this is an 8 out of 10. It's a fun issue. I would recommend people maybe reading it. Maybe it'll lead to more multiversal stories of Naruto, more crossovers with anime and manga, or it might just be a one-time thing.
Yeah,
but at the very least, I think at least for the first issue, it's a fun read.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna get going.
Yeah, romance is such a hard thing to do a series about fighting low.
Yeah.
Arguably, though, I think it can be done if you put in the effort. But yeah. Anyway, thank you, Retrospect Greg, for joining me.
Welcome.
Thank you, Space, for your comments. I am glad you were able to join with this, and I hope to see you again maybe for the next issue as we maybe cover that one, whatever other stream we end up doing. So, but for now, I am Blue Star Saber.
Yep, I'm Retrospect Greg.
And we are signing off. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye. And signing off.
All right, that was fun.
Yep.
I mean, I think there's not much to say.